Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So I found this asymmetrical off-shoulder dress on the internet. I loved it and then I decided to make one for myself. So today I'm going to be walking you through the drafting, cutting and a bit of the sewing processes I used to make this asymmetrical off-shoulder dress. Now, if you would like to make one for yourself, I used 2 yards of Adire fabric to make mine because I decided to make a short version of the style inspiration. But if you want yours to be as long as the one in the picture, you're going to need more than 2 yards of fabric. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, now is the time to do it, guys. So kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video if you found it helpful, and share with whoever you feel might need this tutorial. So first we're going to start with a full complete pattern like this. Now, because mine is going to be a short one instead of the long one we have in the picture, I'm going to come right to the hem of my pattern here, and then I'll go in by 1 inch just to pencil up the hem of my dress. So I'll go in from here by 1 inch, and then I'll do the same also for the other side right here. Then from there I'm going to draw a line all the way from there back to my hip level here, and then I'll do the same also for this part and draw a line back to my hip here. So that's all for the first step. So now I'm going to move to step 2. Now for the next step, to achieve the keyhole at the chest area, the first thing I'm going to be doing is to come right to the shoulder here, and then I'm going to chop off something like 3 inches. So I'll mark 3 inches here, and then let me just connect my armhole level here. So right here from my armhole level here, I'm going to go up by 1 inch. So on that 1 inch mark right here, I'll go in by 2 inches. So this is exactly 1 inch, and from here to here is 2 inches. So now I'm going to connect this way. So you make this kind of curve around here, then you go straight, and then you make it a bit curved here. So if you look at the style, you see that is how it's done. So you make a curve like this, and then you go straight, and then you make a curve right here. And then for the other line, you decide where you want it to be, and for me I want it to be somewhere around here. So I'm just going to mark that out. That is from the shoulder line, I have 3.5 inches. So I'm going to draw a straight line right to that point. And this completes how to how to get the cut at the chest. So this is my neckline, and then all I have to do now is to place another piece of paper underneath this, and then I'm going to trace this out. I'll trace this out, then come back right here and trace the neckline, trace this. So from here you trace this also all the way to the hem of your dress, and that completes your front pattern. So for the back pattern, you do exactly the same thing, but the only difference is that you know that there will be a zip allowance right here. Now this is what my front pattern piece would look like. So this is my cut here. I already added in my allowances. I added like 1/4 inch allowance here just to be able to fold this back in, like to keep it like really neat when I'm sewing. So yeah, this part, all you have to do is to pick a bit from here. So you pick a bit and then you secure with a paper tape, and then you pick a bit also from here and secure with a paper tape to control this part of the keyhole neckline from gaping. So to control the fit right here, so you pick a little here and then you also pick a little here. So, and then you do the same also for the back piece, and then you cut it out of your fabric. Now this is my front piece cut out of my fabric. You can see this, and because I'm using like a cotton fabric, like this a direct cotton fabric, I decided to cut a lining for this. And then also I decided to, if you look at the style, there are no dots on the dress, but if you're using a stretchy fabric for your own dress, you can always do away with the dots. But because I'm not using a stretchy fabric for this, I decided to like impute my dots onto this. So yeah, this is my front piece, and these are my two back pieces. This is one back piece and this is another back piece. I have my zip allowance already in this, and then I have this also. I still have my zip allowance also around here. And this is one of my sleeves right here, cut out from my sleeve block. This is my pattern, sleeve pattern. So this is one of my sleeve right here. So you can see that the other sleeve is an off-shoulder sleeve. So all you have to do is to chop off a bit from this sleeve here, from the top here. You can chop off. For me, I chopped off around between 2 to 3 inches. So you can chop off between 2 to 3 inches from your sleeve. So once you mark 2 inches here, then you fold that 2 inches around here. So that becomes, and then you cut this out, and that becomes the off-shoulder sleeve for the other part of your dress. And that is what I have here. So this is my off-shoulder sleeve, and these are my facings. This is my facing for the front, and this is my facing for one side of the back, and this is my facing also for the other side of the back. Now for the off-shoulder sleeve, remember to, once you fold this and then you cut all of them, remember to add like an allowance here, maybe 1 inch allowance, just so that you can use that to fold your off-shoulder sleeve like at the top here, just to keep it neat and all of that. Now I'm going to show you how to draft the roll collar at the neck of the style. So for that, first you pick a piece of paper like this, and then you fold it. So once you fold that, you pick up your pattern paper for the front and for the back, and then you measure around the neckline here. You measure around the neckline here and record that. Whatever you have, you record that somewhere, and then you pick up your back pattern paper also, and then you measure around the neckline also, and then record it somewhere. So whatever you have, you add both together, and then that is what we'll be using to draft our roll collar for today's dress. Now for me, after adding both my front and back necklines together, I have exactly 13.26 inches. So that 13.26 inches, I'm going to be dividing it by 2 because I already folded my paper right here. So I'm going to divide 13.26 inches, I'll divide it by 2. So I think that should give me 6.63 inches. So I'm going to mark 6.63 inches here. Now how long I want my roll collar to be is I want it exactly 1.5 inches. So I'm going to measure 1.5 inches up here. So this is my 1.5 inches here. What I have here is my allowance. So I added like a 1/4 inch allowance here. So from here to here is 1.5 inches. From here to here is a 1/4 inch. So from this line also, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches again. I'm going to mark it up here. So this bit is also going to serve as my allowance, and then this middle part here is going to be the roll line. It's going to be the roll line of my collar, and this is my center front right here, and that's that for how to draft the collar of your that's that for how to draft this collar. So all I have to do now is to add like a 1/2 inch allowance right here. So I'm going to add 1/2 inch allowance right here, just so that when I'm sewing I can turn this part inside, and then I'll be able to put in my hook and eye somewhere around here. So this completes my roll collar. So all I have to do now is to place this on my fabric, and then I'll cut it out. Now to cut this, I'm going to place my pattern paper on top of my fabric. So I'm going to place it on bias, and this is what it means to place it on bias. I'm not going to place it straight like this. I'm going to place it this way. Then I'm going to notch this part and also come right here and notch this part. So this is what this is going to look like. This is our roll line, and then once you are placing it, this is how you place it. Center front right here. And this completes all the pattern pieces we have to use to make this dress. So all I have to do now is to move right ahead to sewing this, and then that will be all. So now I already have my dart sewn here. You can see this, and then I turned it inside out. I turned the hem inside out with my lining, and then also for this part of my chest area, that is the keyhole part, I already turned it inside out. This is the front, and this is what it's going to look like. So I used the hemming glue to glue this down, and then I did the same also for my back piece. You can see this is it, and the other part back piece, and this is the other part of my back piece. So now that all that is done, all I have to do now is to go right ahead and try to join the shoulders. That is, I'll join the shoulder of my front piece here. So I'll join the shoulder of my front piece to the shoulder of my back piece. So that's what I'm going to be doing now. Then once I'm done joining the shoulders, I'll fix my roll collar onto the neckline of my dress, and then I'll fix the sleeves, join the side seams together, and put in my zipper at the back of my dress, and also the buttons or hook and eye that you want to use for the upper part. So yeah, once you're done fixing your zipper and all of that, that will be all for this tutorial. So I'm just going to move right ahead to sewing and putting all of this together. So now I'm done with everything. I've attached my sleeve here, and then this is the chest area, this is the off shoulder sleeve right here, and then everything. So now all I have to do now, the last bit will be to attach this. I'll attach this to the neckline of my dress to complete this tutorial. But first, I'll sew this right sides together like this, the ½ inch I added here on the pattern. So also it's right sides together right here, and also right sides together also right here, and then I'll turn it inside out. So when I'm done with that, I'll just attach this to the neckline of my dress. So you can attach it in any way you want. You can either attach it by placing this on this right sides together and then sewing all the way round, or you either attach it the way you attach a band to a skirt. Whichever way is fine, whichever way you want to use is fine. So once you are done attaching, this is the back right here, you fold in your 3 cm zip allowance we added earlier. You fold it in right here, and then you do the same also for this part. So you attach your hook and eye here all the way down, and then you fix your zipper to the rest of the dress, and that will be all for today's tutorial.